right, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I think I'm having some issues with the stream. Um, all right, well, maybe the issue is just on my end. I cannot see. All right, come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm flying blind right now. I can't see anything, so I don't know if anyone's here. But just come on in the room. We got a really cool lesson for you today. Come on in the room, come on in. I'm not sure if you can see me or not. I cannot see you currently, but let's see if we can work through this issue really quickly. Come on in the room. Let me know where you're from and how long you've been playing. Come on in, come on in. Okay, alright, I see what happened. Okay, we got it worked out. Alright, come on in everybody. Let's see. Hey Patrick. Hey Boston. Hey Robert, Joel, Josh, Matt. Alright, come on in, come on in. Alright. From Ghana, wow. Hey Joel. Alright, come on in, come on in. We're getting ready to start in a moment. Alright, come on in the room, come on in everybody. We'll give everybody just a moment more and then we'll be getting started. I'm excited about the lesson today. Hey Frank. Now I know a Frank Garrett. Him and I went to Clemson together. Is that you? Alright, let's see. While we're waiting, I'll just answer one or two questions to see. Joel says, how do I develop jazz language like you? You gotta immerse yourself in it. Like learning a language, whether it's musical or spoken, you gotta immerse yourself into it. Start to study it, listen to it. But the first thing you do is just start listening to it. Okay, alright, that's not you. Okay, alright, well, let's go ahead and get started. Well, welcome to today's live stream. This, I think, is live stream number 18 or 19. We're getting on up there. So I'm pretty excited about that. Today's lesson, 4 lessons from Luther Vandross. I This is of course kind of the Valentines season, where you're spending time with your significant other, and I've gotten to asked to play for different events for couples, married couples, and at weddings. I have to do Luther Vandross songs. I'm asked to play Luther Vandross songs, and so today, um, I literally just did an event for some married couples who've been married, all of them like 40 and 50 years, and I'm a big proponent of marriage. Um, and this is the song they danced off of, a Luther Vandross song called "Here and Now." And so I was sitting there just making sure I knew it and going back and listening to it again, and there were a whole lot of things in that song that were unbelievable. And I said, I want to share this with you all. So I'm going to share 4 lessons I've learned, um, working with just one particular song, and like you'll see how we break it down. But before we jump into the lesson, let me just do like quick couple of quick announcements. So as you might have gotten emails if you're part of our community, but we launched our new website. And so definitely go there, skilledmusician.com. You can see all of the resources we have. Now, a surprise I put on there is that we've released our courses. So now, before we used to teach live, but what we did was we packaged all of our teachings together into different courses that you can actually purchase on our website. And so if you've been wanting to get into one of our courses, well, here's your opportunity, and to do it at your own pace, not in the live class session as we used to do it, but you can actually purchase the course in its entirety and go through it all at your own speed. So I'm really excited about us offering that. We have some more surprises coming, and so stay tuned to the channel. All right, so let's jump in to this song. The song we're going to be examining is a song by Luther Vandross called "Here and Now." And so let me pull my writing utensil up. Let's see if you can see that. All right, you can see it. So the song is called "Here and Now." Here and now. That's terrible writing. Here and now. By Luther Vandross. It's in the key of G, and I'm going to change my sound to like a sound similar to the sound that he used on the record. And so let's see. Let's change my sound. All right, this is a sound that's similar to it. And so what I want to do is I'm just going to start playing through it. So you'll take 2 big ideas away from this. One is the first big idea is the 4 things I pulled from there that you can apply those to your playing. But the second big idea is, which is the more important idea, is that you can do the same thing and start going through songs and pulling things out that really stick out to you. Okay? So let's go through the song. And I'm going to try to move quickly. I know, and I'm going to try to save all questions to the end. I'm kind of going to change the format a little bit today. So I'm going to try to teach a lesson and then save all questions to the end. So that way, if you're watching this live stream, and a lot of people have been complaining that the live streams are too long. It's like an hour to get through a lot of material. I mean, it's a lot of time to get through just a little bit of material. So I'm going to try to front load it all and then take questions at the end. So if you're asking questions, make sure you ask like specific and like give me detail, because I'm not going to answer it in the moment. I'm going to come back and answer it at the end. Okay? All right. So let's go through this. So here's this song. I'm here now. And so the intro goes like this. Does that sound familiar? All right. Does that sound familiar to everybody? All right. So I'll play it again. Okay. So let's talk about what the first thing that just really rang out to me. And that quick, just from the introduction, there are some things that were screaming out to me that I was like, whoa, I never even thought about this. So if you're interested about, let me give you the chords really quickly. So here we go. The chords are C major, and we're in the key of G, D, and then G. And then we do it again. So that's the front of it. All right, so that's the front. But let's break that down a little bit. This G. All right, so the first thing I want to pull out is how the musician for the song approached chords. Now, there were times where the musician just landed on chords, sure. But a lot of the time, the musician was playing some line for the chord. So it wasn't just block chords, so C, D, G. Instead of that, it was... You see? And so what I want to do is just break down one of the chords. Let's focus on the G. Here it is. So C, D. So this is what he did for the G. Let's do it again. Sorry, do it one more time. All right, so let's just narrow down onto that G. How did he approach the G? Do you hear that? So that's what happens is now instead of just playing just a regular G major all at the same time, we can do this. That's a lot of motion, a lot of, in essence, like, it's not real, but a kind of fake counterpoint. So we have these different voices happening at different times, so everything is not stationary. And so if I kind of speed that up a little bit. Oh, sorry. So we have, so that's G major, and then we kind of do like, it looks like D right here in the right hand. So we have the 7 and not 7 here and 9 here, and then 1 and 3. So I'm speeding it up. Well, that's cool. So kind of the deal is, anytime I come to a major chord, I can do this kind of movement. Right? And so it doesn't matter the song. Let's try a different song. Let's I don't know. Let's see. So so amazing right here. So you see how I'm adding motion? Or let's see. You are my strength. Strength like no other. These are all kind of gospel songs. Or let's see. You are great. You are great. You are. You do miracles so great. Sorry. So did you see what I did? You are great. You are. So just that one idea of adding motion to a chord. So we're not static, sitting static, but we're adding motion and movement and different. So each voice, so if you look at it slowly. So in the top voice we have 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now we have here in the middle voice. Or sometimes I don't play it, but so I won't play it. So together. Right. Now in the left hand, we have so we see the G first and then the D. So right. So this is important. This is an extremely important concept when you're trying to just spice up what you already do. You can simply add motion. So, and you can try this one. And any song. All right. So that was the first idea, adding motion instead of just playing one idea, one chord, all fingers at the same time, right? All right. You got it? All right. So let's keep moving. All right, another idea I got from this song Here and Now by Luther Vandross is these deceptive cadences. Does anybody know what a deceptive cadence is? Type it in the chat. Do you know what a deceptive cadence is? What is a deceptive cadence? Alright, so I'm going to write it on the screen so everyone can see it. Deceptive cadence. Alright, so a deceptive cadence is simply that, a cadence. So a cadence is a progression that leads you back to, the tonic. And one of the most common progressions is like a 2-5-1 progression, right? And so deceptive meaning you don't go where you think you should go. All right, so on the chorus of this song, we have this idea. We have a F sharp half diminished 7, followed by B7 flat 9, and so we think that should take us to E minor, right? So if you hear, we should be going to E minor. So, so. But on this song, what does he do? Oh, sorry. He goes to C. So he goes from this B, 7 flat 9, this dominant B, up a half step. That's very interesting. All right. So we can make use of this idea in our playing. So resolving dominant chords a half step up. A half step up. So we're resolving dominant chords. Let me write this in a different color. Resolving dominant chords. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, cool. Let's choose a song. And let me change the patch because I'm having some trouble hearing it. So let me put it on piano just for now. All right, so we're going to resolve this, and I'm playing E flats. I'm gonna play something in E flat. That's where my hands landed. Let's see. Let's do it. We're in the key of E flat, right? And we're going to do a 2-5-1 to C minor. So, you know, and then right. So that's common. Everybody can kind of understand that, right? So, and then C minor. So E flat major. Just make sure everybody has it. Then D half diminished 7. G7 right here. I got flat 9, flat 5. And then C minor 6. Okay, so cool. So now on that G7, instead of resolving to C, we're going to take this idea that we got from here and now and resolve up a half step. So let's see what happens. Oh, that sounds pretty cool to me. And let's think of a song. Let's think of a song. I'm drawing a blank. Let me see. I love you, I love you, I love you today because you care for me. What's that? So yeah, that works. I love you. I gotta go back and do it again. Today. Here now I'm going to right here instead of going to C minor because you care. I'm gonna go because. And do you see that? That's A flat in the root. So that's, and then if you wanted to, you can go back to what you would normally play. But this is kind of this, or you can follow this idea and just kind of see where it takes you, right? So let's see, where would we go? Alright, so normally we go to F then B flat, F minor B flat. So let's see. Alright, does that make sense to everybody? Let's try a different song. I see Blessed by Fred Hammond. So let's see. So the song goes A flat, E flat over G, F minor. So, and then so it does those 3 chords, and then it does a 2-5-1 to C minor. But instead of going to C minor, we're going to go to A flat, right? And you could think of it as going to the 4, but I wouldn't. I would just think of it as going a half step up from my dominant chord here. Or you could think of it both ways, going a half step up and it's the 4. So you could think of it several ways, right? So So that's the second idea. So the first idea is adding motion, just to not playing block chords, but adding motion, right? And we were in G. And the second idea is a deceptive cadence. Instead of going 2, 5 to 1, we're going 2, 5 to the flat 6. Or if we're in harmonic minor, it'll just be the natural 6 of harmonic minor. Right, so. Okay, cool. So remember to write your questions if you have any, and I'm going to come back and answer them, but I'm going to quickly get through the lesson, make sure everyone understands. The third idea is another cadence idea. At the end of Here and Now, they have this, he has this kind of vamp they're doing, so in the key of G, and it's going G, it goes to C, and then they have this B flat, C, and then back to G. It goes to C, then B flat, C, B flat. B flat. Now that's such a weird cadence, going from B flat to C and then resolving to G. But we can make use of that, right? So in our playing, if we're looking for a way to get to 1, instead of going, like 2, 5, 1 or 4, 5, 1, we could go flat 3 major, 4, 1. So I'm trying to think of something, and I'm just off the cuff here, going to try something and see if it works. And all that's popping in my head is kind of church songs. So let's see, maybe. So this is a song, a popular church song. You see, so in going back to 1, I went flat 3 major, 4, 1. Now I want to play that song. So let's try a different song. But do you get my point? Maybe I go back to one song I just played. What did I do? I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord. Today. That's gonna be really weird, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to slip it in there. So it goes 1, 4, 5, and then 1. So after I go to that 5, I'm gonna try to slip it in really quickly. I love you. Let's see. Alright, let's make it so it's major 7. So I might be able to get it. Let's see. Love you, I love you, I love you. Be care for me. Alright, that kind of worked out a little bit. I don't know. I'll do it one more time. I love you, I love you, I love you. Kind of sounds good to me. that's the third idea. This flat 3 major 4 to 1 cadence. That's a really cool cadence. All right. And then the last idea is all throughout this song. If you notice, the melody is harmonized in sixths. This is really a really cool idea. And sorry for my microphone acting up. For some reason, it keeps making these crackling noises. But a really cool idea is making the melody, playing the melody instead of just single notes, playing in sixths. So, and that just kind of gives you added color, and that's kind of the whole song. You hear that kind of idea. So if I was to, let's say, just do that for a major scale, for C major, for example. So I have, so a distance of a sixth. So a distance of a sixth, you start counting where you, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 at C. So that's a distance of a sixth. Right? So let's see. Let's do Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Let's harmonize that in 6. So that's interesting. So it gives you some different possibilities, because I wouldn't normally think to play that there. All right. So when you're, and even if you're not playing the melody verbatim, but you're doing some ad libs, play them in sixths. So let's see. I'm in the key of C, and let's do like an ad lib. So I'm just gonna make a progression to go C. And then F. That's it. So it's simple progression. Go to 4. So you see, you can harmonize your ad-libs, your melodic ideas, in sixths, and it gives it a little more weight to it instead of just single notes. So 4 ideas. 4 ideas. The first idea is adding movement to a static chord. So talked about that. Second idea was a deceptive cadence. So we have this that goes to C major 7 instead of E minor. All right, and then we had this cadence at the end of the song that went flat 3, 4, 1, which is interesting. And then the last one is harmonizing our ideas in sixths. All right. So I made it through it all in 34 minutes. I was going really, really fast. All right. So let me just answer a few questions now. Let's see. Precious says, I would like you to give example of deceptive movements with scales. This is a chordal move, not a scalar move. In the context I'm talking about it right here. So it's a chord thing, not scale, it's a chord thing. So again, deceptive meaning not going where you think it should go. Instead of going, you think it should go there. Okay. See if it says, so you're basically resolving to the 4 chord in this case instead of the 6. In that particular case. But it doesn't have to be, so if I'm in major, for instance, if I'm going to C major, I'm resolving up to A flat major, which is the flat 6 in major, right? Then you could try it in some weird places and see what happens. Like if I'm in C again, I'm doing a 2-5-1 to 4, so I could go resolve up to D flat instead of 4. There. So that would be the flat 2. So I'm in C. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Well, while I'm waiting on the questions to come through, let me just remind everybody, just a quick reminder that we released our new website, so I hope you've gotten a chance to check it out. And we have all of our YouTube resources there, as well as our courses. So we have our big, gigantic courses on the website available for you to purchase. And these are our flagship courses. Some of them are 16 to 18 hours worth of instruction. It's a ton of material. So definitely check that out. All right. Any other questions? So Steve says, so chord substitutions, yes. Josh says, try to 2-5 flat 3. Yeah, that's not this one. I mean, that works for sure, Josh. 2-5 to flat 3. Woo. Alright, let's see. Noriko says, the 6th idea only works for major keys. How about minors or dominants? No, it works. It works. You can harmonize your melody for major keys as well as minor keys. It's the same thing. Our site is skilledmusician.com. So I'll write it here. skilledmusician.com. Okay. All right. So Josh said try it with the E flat and the root. Yeah, so that's kind of an ode to last week's video. So if you have not seen last week's video, definitely check that out because we talked about inversions. So instead of going 2-5 to A flat, we invert it down so we have the E flat on the bottom. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Anthony says, what level of skill do you need to be at to start the gospel course you have on the website? So I generally say you should know your major scales and your primary chords, and from there everything else you can definitely learn. So just make sure you know your primary chords in each key and your scales, and everything else you'll be fine with. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Okay, so no other questions. So definitely take these 4 ideas and add them to your playing. And just taking one idea and adding it to your playing will tremendously transform your playing from where it is. So master that one idea, master each idea, and add it to your playing. Also, fellas, take your lady out for Valentines. Do something nice. Maybe play this song. Okay. All right. Let's see, a couple more things. James says he'll be rolling soon. Cool. Robert says, do you have any videos on modes? I teach about modes in several of our courses. So I probably won't do a in-depth teaching on YouTube, as I can possibly do an introductory teaching where I just talk about it, introductories. But if you want some in-depth, like really going in-depth, then that's part of our courses, for sure. Okay, all right. Thank you all so much for being part of today's live stream. I'm trying to make it quicker and shorter, so you don't have to sit here for an hour and a half going through this material, those who watch the replay. So thank you all again, and until the next one, be blessed and happy practicing.